before we get underway, I don't know if you've heard, but the Museum of Computing History in Cambridge a couple of days ago had a burst water main that flooded the entire place, and they were due to reopen in 3 days. Hello. And I tried to set this up so we could start, we could try and donate something. But I'm doing the next best thing, right? They've got a gift, just give page. All right, got a just give page, and they're trying to raise some more money to help with the cleanup operation. So what I was hoping was, if you could find any change or anything like that to give to them to help with the cleanup, because from the picture on here, it's made a bit of a mess around the place. So if you could see yourself donating how much or how little that you can afford, every little helps. TM, copyright, Tesco's, just to help the guys try and clean the mess up. It looks like they're going to have to buy a load of new furniture and stuff like that, but they have said that all their retro computers and all the technology is safe. It's all above ground level apparently, so all that's, it's just some display cabinets have got. It's not my office, mate. It's a museum just outside of Cambridge, and a burst water main happened, and I'm just raising their profile to try and get some money. I've been there. I went there with Jack when he was 7, 8, round about there, and it's like, I mean, but back then they were just starting out. I think they were 2 or 3 years into it. They've been there good 12, 14 years now. I was astounded by the rows upon rows of BBC Micros. My office is a museum. Shut up. Well, yeah, I suppose. But if you could, if you've got any spare change and you could, and you can live without it, then please donate to these guys to try and help with their cleanup. I mean, there's been a lot of flurry of activity on this page today. So originally it was to tide them over for COVID, but they've had as they've put in the description, they've changed the emphasis of the just give to slip to a tenner. Well done, mate. Well done. Just every little helps. Copyright. Copyright Tesco's. So I'll leave that with you. I did try and figure out how to set a donation thingy up on here, but just couldn't figure it out. They don't make it easy. So if you could do it directly, that would be much appreciated, because it's a great little place, and they have an awful lot of retro stuff just sitting there that you can get your mitts hold and play with. It's great. Right. Now, with that being said, I asked a question about whether we should dive straight into recoding GridRunner in 6502 or try Python version just to understand what we're going to do and then do it. Lot of debate. Quite a lot of debate. There's nothing wrong with my library. It's not as big as Mark's, but there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm thinking of doing it myself. You know, the Python version, just coding it myself, and then just use it as an example for when you're doing the Hunchback project, because I've got two of those books. Because the Hunchback project is going to be starting, right? I've already released the template video to the patrons, and then the next video is where we start. Well, where I start coding Hunchback, and hopefully you guys will be doing the same, and then we'll have a load of different versions of Python versions of Hunchback that we can draw on, and then pick out the features in all the different ones, and then make one good one. So I wanted to do it for GridRunner, but there was a lot of discussion, and I understand that discussion and stuff like that. But I went scouring the internet to see if I could find some graphics to do it myself. And I come across this Python game, and the graphics are pretty cool, and I thought of nicking them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it so you can have a look. So here we go. And as you can see, it's a centipede type game. So let's get this going. There we go. So we have a little man in his come on. And I've been playing this quite a lot. Right, level 2. Oh, I can't go up any higher. Ah! Oh, where am I? And go on. I would have made this multi-fire, not one. Ooh. Ah! Anyway, so I thought of pinching those graphics and trying to make a Pi game GridRunner equivalent. I mean, this is really cool, right? This is from a Raspberry Pi magazine called Wireframe. Wireframe? That's what it's called? Let's have a look. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Terminal. Where am I? Where am I? That's where I am. Right. There. Click. Come on. Click. No. Right. It's on the temp drive. Tutorials. There we go. Wireframe. That's where it came from. And it's a Raspberry Pi. I think it's wireframe.cc. Nope, not that. Okay. So all I did was I did this Pi game. See what it came up with. Well, I mean, look, it's even got Jetpack. So these are all, there's Lunar Lander, Flappy Bird, Spy Hunter, Boulder Dash, and these are all retro games. Look, there's even Phoenix, but it's the boss level, that is. And these are games that people have done. And if I go, there's Lemmings. Where is it? Come on, bit further, bit further, bit further. Oh, I think I've missed it. No. Anyway, it's a magazine called Wireframe, and what I thought was I was going to nick the graphics because it's got loads of images, right? So there's the digitals, and then we've got the minis. So that's the with the wings closed, and then wings open, and then wings partly open. And I was going to use these minis, but if you think about it, turn to one side. Yeah, I got the source code. They give it away free. And there's the segments of the train, and each image has got different feet lot and different. So I was going to pinch this. I was going to pinch the images and try and make GridRunner using these assets. Not doing that. Not doing that. And that's the title. But it's got a load of music as well. So there's the theme tune. That's what you was hearing when it was playing. And then we got the sound effects. Yeah, borrowed. So, I mean, the game's brilliant. I was playing it. I was hooked. I thought it was brilliant. And it's just a Pi game. It's Python, but they're using Pi0, right? Which is, so if you imagine, you got Python, and then you got Pygame module sitting on top of it, and then sitting on top of Pygame, you've got this thing called Pi0. And what it does, it makes making games a lot easier because they provide you with ready-made assets like actors. And an actor is a thing that can move around the screen, and it's got collision detection and all that. So, and it's made for the younger coder to understand how the game mechanics work without going down to either the Pygame level or the Python level. So, and it's I mean, it's only what? It's less than 1,000 lines long. So, what I thought we was going to do was I asked the question, should we do a Pi? Oh, definitely Python. I mean, in the UK, they're teaching Python in the schools with and Scratch, I think, is the other one, which are on the Raspberry Pi. Yeah, and Pygame is the gaming, the default gaming engine. Yeah. So, but the schools they will be teaching in Python, so it will help in his understanding of how to code games in Python using Pygame or even Pi0, because Pi0 is even it's got a lot of the functions that you don't have to worry about, like auto collision detection and stuff like that. Lisp. You're showing your age now, Andy. Oh no, not fourth. Oh, I hated fourth. Turtle, yeah. I mean, I've seen a guy doing that I subscribe to. He's writing Defender, well, a sort of Defender using Turtle graphics. He's done the was it Space Commander for the BBC, where it looked like it was wireframe thing. He's done that we're using Turtle. Yeah, it's an Etch-a-Sketch add-on. You draw lines and you can. and it draws a line from that point to that point, and then it stays there and draws. Yeah. So I'm going to write GridRunner in Pygame. I'm going to write it, but I'm not going to do it now because we're a 650 channel. But I do want to do some videos, because when you guys are doing Hunchback, I want to be able to show you how to do things, but not in Hunchback, but use a different game altogether that gets the philosophy across that you would, this is how to do that. There's the videos coming, I think there's 5 or 6 of them, but they don't go into the mechanics, they don't go deep dive, and this is where I want to do the streams. I want to do the streams while you guys are doing Hunchback, so you can then take what I'm doing on the streams but on a different game. So I thought of, you know, GridRunner as doing it, or what was the other one I was thinking of doing? Oh, asteroids. That was it. I was thinking of doing asteroids. But I'm going to do GridRunner, and I will Defender. I did. Yeah, I've got the assets for Defender, mate, into doing Pygame. I've got all the graphics and everything. I managed to borrow. But asteroids, you see, you don't need assets, because it's vector graphics, it's line graphics. You don't need any assets. We just draw it straight onto the screen. I thought that would be a nice introduction to Pygame. So, but I want to do GridRunner. So I found, and in this game here, I found the graphical assets that will allow us to do it, even though I'm borrowing them from a different game, which is basically Centipede. I thought I could use those in GridRunner. So we're not going to do Python in this one. We're going to try and start the recoding of GridRunner in 6502. So it's a case of starting from scratch, essentially. I mean, we've got it working. This is it. I'm still working on GridRunner 2, but I might use the GridRunner 2 character set though, because it's got lots of other characters in there that I'd like to borrow. But in essence, we want to try and replicate this as close as we can, but recode it. Yeah, and that is what the plan is. So we'll get started, but I do want to do some Pygame streams to help you guys when you're doing Hunchback, because the reason for Hunchback is I want to have at least 10 different versions of people's interpretation of Hunchback and Pygame, and then we'll take the best of them. I don't want to be doing mine, because mine's rubbish. My Hunchback's rubbish. I mean, I can show you what it does, but I'm not a game developer. Let's see if I can find Hunchback. There we go. So this is Hunchback. See if it'll fire up. Oh no, not the current file. Where is it? Main. There it is. So you've got to imagine there's no sound on this. So this is a preview. Now this is level 7, I think. Come on. Leg it, leg it, leg it, leg it. Ugh. Oh dear. Anyway. So that's level 7. Go on, leg it, leg it. Go on, keep going, keep going. Leg it. Get in there. Oh, you. Yeah. That's not true at all. Anyway, but that is, I'm not going to go into it because this is what we're going to try and achieve in the community game program. And so I want how many people are doing it in Pygame, and we're going to go at the pace of those people. Hello. We're going to go at the pace of those people, and we're going to look at all the different Pygame versions of Hunchback that they come up with, take the best bits of all of them, and then we'll code the 6502 version of Hunchback. But I want to be able to do some streams that are going to support the guys that are doing this to create their version of Hunchback. But I don't want to do Hunchback as the stream. I want to do another game. So it's either GridRunner, Defender, because I've got all the assets for it, and Asteroids. Now Asteroids is going to be easy peasy. There's no assets. It's just line drawings. So it may be too, depending on how we want to do this. So the title of this stream is Recoding GridRunner. But like I say, I did want to do it in Python, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to start it in 6502 and try and see if we can rebuild Jeff's classic and then make it better once we've got it all working and all, and trying to understand how he's got those sound effects going, because I think that's where I'm going to struggle, where he gets all the sound effects working. Right. So I don't know how many of you guys, what you guys want to do, joining into the Hunchback development game development thing, but hopefully a few of you will, if that's okay with you guys. I'm hoping there's going to be a few of yous. I'm going to be it's going to be silly if that's just me doing it. But we need graphics people, we need sound people, coders, and if you're learning 6502, don't worry about it. You're going to be helping out, because we're going to try and do as much as we can for all the people that are new. You know, the more experienced of us will help the less experienced ones. Derek Morris is very keen to join, especially when we're doing the 6502 part. He's really keen to join doing that bit. You never know, we might get a secret nose at his new version 2 library, hopefully. And that's why I was doing the library. So I've done the sprite library, done the joystick library. So let's load GridRunner in. So this is where we got to. And I did fix the bug. I'm trying to remember where it was. Oh, this might tell me. Right, that was the break point. So I was trying to figure out, if you remember when we was playing it, let's play it. Oops. Come on, laser. Come on, kill me. There we go. When it did that, what's pause again? Oh, Alt and pause. Alt and pause. Thank you. So when the laser hit me, it went into this sort of internal loop, and it sort of jumped straight to the level selector screen. And the last stream we was recoding, I couldn't figure out why it was doing it. So I spent, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I figured it out, when I got it working. No, that's another breakpoint. This Git lens is brilliant. This Git lens is brilliant. Is that another breakpoint? Yes, it is. So it's got to be a bit further on. I think it was after I think it was here. Nope, not here. It was after when the pod testing. Nope, it's not that one. That's a breakpoint. I know that one is. What's this one? Breakpoint. That's a breakpoint. Oh, where was it? It was where it was testing the pods. I'm sure it was up here. Where's the pod testing going? And what happened was, instead of let's do a comparison. Git compare. What's different between the two? So that's break. Oh yeah, it wasn't adding up the score as well. What country? I'm in the UK. Yeah, it wasn't adding the score up. I'd put -1, and I couldn't understand why. For every 10 points I was getting I was getting at like 1,000, and I thought, oh, it was 100. I needed to plus it. Right. This could be it. Here. Ah, yeah, here we are. And what was happening? It was here. It was before. It was JSR awaiting fire button. So it was just as soon as the laser detected I was there, it went straight to awaiting fire button, which is the level selection system. When it should have been is friendly fire in ship spot. And that fixed it. That was what was the problem, and my byte compare program found that for me. It worked out from the byte dump. There was 2 bytes different, as well as this, because it went and said these bytes were different as well, and it's because I got the wrong address. Right, so we are going to try and replicate Jeff, and what we're going to do is what I thought we'd do is oh, it's still paused, isn't it? There we go. If we can get that far and get to the where it does this bit and then the grid creation, boom. Might not be able to get to the materialization part, but I'm hoping we can get that far. But this is where we start understanding how Jeff did his procedural music sound effects, because even though I've disassembled this, we still have to understand how he does things, and now hopefully we can just move about and see what he's doing. So, new file. Here we go. So we're going to take the constants and the constants seeing as we've already done it, and we'll import them straight in. So we'll do the same thing as we've done with the GridRunner up the top. Might as well put it in the same place. That's it. That's today's stream done. Thank you very much, guys. So, what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and use the modern techniques for night, mate. I'm going to try and use
John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Oh, thank you for following, whoever followed me. I can't see, I just can hear. So we're going to try and do the menu, but we're going to try and do using the modern way, the more modern techniques, and we'll try and not jump all over the shop because it's just a pain up the backside doing that. So we want to do the start screen and the, like I say, the building of the grid. So I'm in two minds to make it a cartridge game. Two minds, you know, where you can just do control run, stop and restart, restore on the box, and it would start it up, because that would make it cool instead of doing SYS 32768 all the time. But we'll figure that out in a minute. So we need the title screen, because that's just going to, whoa, title screen. Morning, mate. How are you doing? So we need a title screen, and yeah. But I'm gonna, if I do it, yeah. It depends where we put, if we put the graphics in the same, we'll have to put the graphics in the same place. Yeah. Are you on a smartphone again? How's that? Right. So we need to do the title screen, and the title screen is that. Very basic. Does he, oh hang on, does he do the level up there, F1? Yes, he's doing the level up there. What, you want another one? You want another one? Oh, level 26. Oh my god, look how fast those lasers are. Anyway, alright then. Still no chat. Are you having problems, mate? Ugh. Right. How about that? Is that better? Can't make it too big. Right. Now, the character set was not indicative of, because he hasn't done everything, and I'll show you. The character set, he didn't populate the entire lot. So where's char pad? Right, let's import it. One more. So as you can see, he's not used all of them, and I don't think they're in the right place. Character 33 is GRUID. Yeah, it's not in the right place. And this is why I was thinking of using the GridRunner 2 character set. Can I run Shepard again? Oh yeah. Okay, let's import GridRunner 2. Here we go. Right. So this is GridRunner 2 and this is GridRunner 1. Now he's properly done the character set. Seems corrupted. What, this one? Nah, it's just his characters. I mean, that's the explosion bit there. That's the snakes. These are the pods here. The two horizontal bombs. Vertical bomb. Blah blah blah. But this one, he's done all of them, and we should still have them all there. He changed his bomb. And we should still have there's the horizontal one there. Where's the other one? Ah, there's the vertical one there. But there should be one where it's just in the character itself. Where is it? There we go. 1, 2, there they are. Oh, it's this. So he's got the characters virtually the same. So there's the ship there, and then the two bombs, and then the bomb, and then he's got the two horizontal bombs. But that's where he disappeared. He sort of deviates, because then he's got the ship. Because in GridRunner 2, he has the ship crossing the character boundary. So he uses two characters to give the effect of the ship moving smoothly across the screen, and he does it with the horizontal and the verticals enemy things, and he does it with the little man that walks across the top of the screen. It's basically fooling the eye. But then he goes back into the pods. There's the snake characters. This is the materialization zone, as he's got in this one. It's the explosion zone, and then he's got some other ones. I mean, I don't know what these ones were, but he hasn't got the full alphabet, and it's not in the right order. So I can't use text. I can't go by Jeff Minter, by just typing in Jeff Minter, because he didn't do the entire lot. So I'm just trying to see. So if that's the number there, he's a row out, isn't he? Yeah. And I think the reason why he didn't use the entire character set is because he was aiming it as at a 4K machine. 4K VIC-20, which then got transferred into the C64, but didn't bother boosting the fonts. So we're still going to have to use bytes for the title screen, but what we can do is we can try and make it a little bit more easier to read, because he's got his characters. You know, this is the copyright and fire. So that says, where's it gone? So that's this copyright statement and fire. So that would be that one there. Yep. And then he's got his name right at the very bottom, because that's where I did buy my John Dale version here. So he's got data plonked all over the place. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and put the data and everything in a reasonable place. A reasonable place. Just have to make sure we've got all the labels set up. So let's see how we're going to start this. We want the main game loop frame based, not what he's doing, which is just continuous based. But getting there, we don't have to be frame based, do we? So we can just sort of do it straight here. So the first, so he went and did a create screen mapping. He did create screen mapping where he created an array of all the screen locations. So we'll do that because I quite like the idea of just putting the row and column number and just look it up. Setup game. No, not setup game. Initialize. So that's initializing the game. Create the screen map. Maybe that's the other way around. Did he do it first? He could have done it first, so we'll do it the other way around. Initialize the game. Show the title screen. Right. So we'll start with the first obvious one and put it down here. I don't know whether to put different Don't overthink it, John. Right, so we need somewhere, we need to jump start of game. Because we're going to have a load of data there. So this is where our data is going to be. So we are going to have a screen position, screen row low, screen row high. $25, so we'll say 26 just to be sure. So that's going to be the screen matrix. Yeah. Now he cleared the screen as well as setting up the matrix, and so we'll do the same thing. So okay. Oh, come on. Don't mess me about. Oh, what on earth are you doing now? Stop it. Right, so we used, where's the constants gone? So we'll use the same one. So screen row, screen column. So we'll use 3 and 2. Yeah, so 2 and 3 temporarily. So setting up. screen. Oh, it's not. It's not loading it in, is it? Right. So we'll do what he did. Yeah, you can hear me type because the microphone's right above the keyboard. I didn't know whether you wanted to hear me perfectly because I could put the mic up there, but I don't know how the sound is. Could try it. Let's shift it. There you go. How's that? Can you still hear me? Yeah? Okay, I'll leave it up there then. So we'll do what Mr. Jeff did when he created his thing. So he was loading, and I am not using the constants, and I'm being naughty. 2 is column, 3 is row. This is just temporarily. It's just first setting this up. So load. And then store it in there, comma X. Oh, for God's sake. Stop it. I'm sounding like Richmond Mike, aren't I? With Goat Tracker. Sorry. Right, and store that, comma X. Then LDA hash space. Store it in screen. It's not screen row, is it? Screen column. That's it. Comma Y. Y. What? Ooh. Right. And we'll just fill it. He didn't put spaces in. He didn't color it, did he, when he cleared it out? I think he just cleared it out. Here we go. Yes. Yeah, he didn't. He just cleared it out. Okay. So that puts a space in, and then CLC, LDA, screen, column, add, what was it called? There we go, screen row length. Okay. No hash. Why? Where? But it's an absolute value I'm adding. I'm not adding a memory location. Yeah? I know that, but I'm setting up the screen matrix as well. I mean, to be honest, I could put the screen matrix here, but predefined, but I thought... No, I'm not predefining it. We're procedurally building the screen matrix, and you'll understand in a minute why. Remember, we are wanting to port this to other systems. Yeah? Oh, for God's sake. Stop it. And Vic has a different number of columns in the row. The pet can be 40 or 80 columns. I don't know what the +4 is. Is that 40 still? Yeah? The only reason we're doing this is because we want to, as well as clearing the screen, we want to build the matrix, but depending on what system, we want that matrix to be built for that system. So if it's a pet 80 column, when we do it, that grid will be an 80 column matrix for each row where we got to it. Yeah? That's the only reason why we're doing this. I've got maximum row size as well. So that should now clear the screen and create the mapping, which we'll then use for all the placements. And so that will define where on the screen for whatever system we're going to port this to. So remember, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to write this that we can port it to other systems. And I like the idea of automatically creating the screen array based on a clear screen. So yeah. So that should do that. Could try that out. Want to make sure it works. No. What is that jamming? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Did you see the deliberate mistake? Did you see the deliberate mistake? You're not paying attention. I'm not sure. The low byte stores in 2. The high byte stores in 3. I don't know why that was not right. Load 0. Oh, right, okay. I misunderstood. Here we go. Misread it. 2 into. Right. Load Y. Load. What's in 2? Store it in the wrong place. This is not filling out. That's how you fill, isn't it? Fill 0 for 26. That's how you do a fill, isn't it? Wrong way round. That's why we had a jam. That's better. Right, let's put that there. Go. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all. I'm resetting it somewhere. That'll do it. No, no, no. Yeah, that's better. That is better. And we've cleared the screen. And we've got the matrix set up and we've cleaned the screen. That is better. That is better. So now we've got the screen matrix set up for the 64. When we do the porting, we'll put some directive flags in and stuff, which will then determine what system we want to do. Right, so initialize the game. That's where we're going to set up the character set and everything else. Right, so we want that open and that. Background, background, background. Now he used, if I remember correctly, where's that weird thing that he got going? Trying to remember what character map he was using. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. No, that's the reset. Where is setting his... That one, isn't it? There we go. Ooh, do I want to disable the run stop restore? Yeah, we'll put it in. But we'll leave it remmed out for the moment. Oh, went into CBM mode. Right, so our character set's going in at 180. Right, so I need to... Right. What else do we need to do? He set up the SID chip, didn't he? Here. Is that setting up the SID? Yeah. This is where I'm going to be falling over because the SID chip's a black art for me. So that's that, and then the title screen is basically putting all his stuff in. Right, so let's capture all his data. Right, that's the first slot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, that's one line. So that's the top line. So that's this here. So title screen. Yep. We've still got the loop in there, yep. Okay. Wicked. Why hasn't the character set been taken? I've put it in the right place. 1/800. Get out of the way. Yeah. We're in the default bank, so why didn't the characters take? Yeah, it's the right number. Why is that not taken? What have I missed? Why is that not taking the character set? Well, we should be in default bank. That's so. I thought it would be in default bank. Okay, let's have a look. Ah, no, it's looking at ROM. It's in the default. It's in bank 3. So.
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Thanks for the follow. Trying to figure out why my character set ain't showing up. Why is it still looking at ROM? I've changed it. It says it's at 1800. Ah, hate these. Hate the Vicchit. Hate it with a passion. Bank 0. What? Well, I've set it to the right bank now. I wonder if it's because that's open. I doubt it, but there we go. Fall over at the first hurdle. Hate it. It's 1800. Why is it still showing the character ROM? I mean, it even says char ROM there. Why is it still showing the character ROM? Where did he put it? I think I got it in the wrong place. Yeah, he's putting it. So 2, where are we? Where's my page? 2 is that 100. Well, that's wrong. Right, let's see if my web page is correct. Hey! Finally. Right. So why did that work? Why did that work? he must be setting it somewhere else. He must be setting it somewhere else, because that's clearly wrong. Right, 0110. 011 is 1800. Something D018. No? Or is he doing something in this? Oh, hang on. 18. Where is it? Where's that funny lot that he's got going? Here. Oh, look at that. The cheeky little... Oh, look at... The cheeky... He's setting it... He's set it twice. He set it wrong and then set it right. No. He sets it wrong earlier on, and then here, because he's setting this to this 0 page to D00, he first sets it to 16 and then changes it to 18, because 18 onto D00 is D018, and then he's putting 80 because he's transferred. What? Yeah, that's to stop us hackers hacking his code. Cheeky. Right. So that's the display copyright. So where's the other stuff that he's got? Right, the Jeff Minter bits at the bottom. So this is by Jeff Minter, and we'll copy that as well. And we'll put that here. So this is the display Jeff Minter bit. So I'm not going to code this because it's identically the same. Because I'm not going to code it any different, because he's done it. Now he did his first. But what I am going to do though, is I'm going to get rid of these -1s. So he's loading it -1. No, I'll leave him in. Right, so that's going to do that. That should now show Jeff Minter. There we go. We have an extra character. There we go. Better. Right, so we need the top bit. Now, where did he put the top bit?
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Thanks for the follow. Right, so array bytes, that's the battle station, so that's the next thing. But we're looking for the top row data. Where is it? Where are you? Top row configuration, this is it. Put that there. Let's sort this out. Oh dear, sort this out. Yeah, right, okay. Right. Load the screen length. We'll get rid of these now, we don't need these anymore. We're rebuilding it. Right. That F6 should be the whole lot. There we go. There we go. So here, what we need to do now is we need a routine to hey, well done, mate, well done. Character scrolling or the Vic scrolling? Oh, character scrolling. Ah. You mean like this? That's doing the Vic shifting. Yeah. Oh, forget the colours. I mean, that's the IRQ doing that. I think the one before it does it. Five was just me messing around. Yeah, there we go. Well done, mate. It's not an easy task, eh? Right. I ought to put a smooth scroller on this. But there's not enough characters. He hasn't got the full character set. Gonna have to sort that out. So what we need to do now in the title screen is we need to now check for yes. Because like I said, the GridRunner 2 has the full character set, so we could switch it to the GridRunner 2 character set further down the screen. But that's when we start messing around and make it better. So we're in the title screen, so we need to we now need to start checking for the level number increase and pressing the fire. Now he did it all screwed up, I think. He did it all. Where are we? Back at the top, aren't we? He did it all screwed up. He was checking. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. No, but that's the proper one. Where's this check? Oh. I need to check for DO. Oh, I can't because he doesn't reference it, does it? Oh, it's where that stupid thing is. Clears the screen. Sets the map in. But we're going to do the same thing anyway. So we're going to copy his joystick reader, because I can't think of doing it any better than that anyway. So I might as well copy it, which is this joystick capture. So he's loading the joystick, he's EOFing it, and then he's storing it into the joystick routine. So what we need to do is we need to run this joystick capture and then test it. So now is, oh yeah, accumulator is still there, so we can compare it directly with oh yes, here we go. With that. Branch if not equal to, which is not the joystick. Right, so that's the joystick capture, but he also, we need to capture the level up system as well. We need to capture that. So the best thing to do is to just load it in here. So C5, I think that's 192. 197, sorry. and then compare it with where is it? No key scan. If there's no key scan, then we been playing with CVM again, keep forgetting. Right, so if there is a character in there, then we need to test it with, and Jeff used F1. Right, now we have locations of where the level is, the level digit. It's this one. So that's the first digit, that's the low, and that's the high. I think that's the one. So we need to, because he uses the screen as his store, and we'll use the same thing because it's quite clever. So he put a stop on level 32, so that's what we'll do. So we're going to increase digit 2. Quick do that. Oops. So if we increase digit 1, then we need to test for that to be 30. So load digit 1, compare with so we're going to test for 30. If it's not equal, then we're fine. But if it's not equal, then we'll go to test fire because we're fine. If it is equal, hello, morning. I think that's going to be really too fast. Right, I think this is going to be way too fast. I think the right, F1. Well, it's not testing for me. It's not testing for me. Test fire. So it's going there. Branch if not equal to go back. Oh, Wally. It's equal in it. Equal to 0. Equal to 0. Right. F1. There's lightning quick. Right. We need to put a delay in there. Right, we need a delay or a test of some sort. Let's put a delay in there. Where's his delay routine? Here it is. Who's Mr. Ape? Who's Mr. Ape? Oh. That is not what I'm after. Do you mind? Eh? Do you mind? Right. We need to put a delay in it. So we'll put it there. S1 a single delay. Let's see if that slows it down, which I doubt, but we'll try. Right, F1. He's still super fast. Oh. And that's doing the wrong one first. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've got to read that. I'll put the top, we'll put it at the there. That's better. And if you hold it, it's quicker. Right, so we should press fine, it should work. But I don't know if my fire button's mapped. Are my buttons mapped? Yeah. So why the fire button's not registering on there? Is this running the other device? No. Because I'm starting at 8,000, I don't want to load. As I was saying that, I was thinking, John, you're an idiot. It doesn't matter how much space you use. But I'm more concerned about this joystick not registering. How many? Oh, got more than one vice open. Let's try again. I'll put it in a minute. It's not registering the map. My keyboard. Oh, I hate it when it doesn't do that. Nope. Right, southwest. 1, south, 2, southeast, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, fire. Why is the joystick not registering on this? Why is the joystick not registering on this? Yeah, registers, so there's nothing wrong with the keys. Yeah, I swapped it over, mate. I'll do it again. It's not coming up on there. It's not showing on here. Yeah, done that. And I wonder why I don't like 3.1. Right, so joystick on. Right, okay. So fire. There we go. So that worked. So it registers there. I don't doubt it, but I can't get the joysticks working on it. I don't know why. Those lights should register at the bottom, but they don't. I am pressing it. Oh, I ain't put the number, my keyboard thingy up, have I? Hang on.
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Right, I've put the keyboard up and you can see I am hitting the keys, but they're not showing there. Reset settings. Okay. Where's that? No. Oh, where's reset settings? Set default. Okay. Key set 8. Southwest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. Hey. Right. Let's get this video back to what it was. Right, so we have a joystick. So if I press fire now, we shouldn't be able to change the level number, and we can't. Good. Good. So now we need to make this I'll change it to port 2. I'll change it to port 2. Right, now I want to make this work. This is how he's done it, right? Where he's increasing the level number. But I want to make it run.
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Thanks for the follow. Now we have a byte that's actually the level number somewhere. Current level number. There we go. That's the fella. So we need to initialize this in the initialization game. So we'll do it here. And we now need to increment that. And that's what I want to do. That's what we're going to have to do. Not this. I'm going to increment that. But do I want to do it in BDC or BCD? Ooh, choices. Choices, choices. No.
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Thank you for the follow. Right, so see you later, Stuart. Take care. So now we're going to increment our new byte. So we're going to increment that. We're going to load that and then test that for 32. And then we're going to display the current number. So if it's 32, then we'll bypass it and then we'll reset it to 0 if they go over that. So now we need a JSR display current level. Just make sure that's right. Right, so we need a new, put it there. Right, so need to display how we're going to do this. How are we going to do this? So we need to divide by 10. So that's divide by 8 and divide by 2. Right, let's push now, because we've got it in 35, haven't we? 35. Okay, so LDA current level number. So we need to now for I think that's the fella. That one. So yes, we're using that one. Right, so I need divide by 10, so that's divide by 8, subtract 2. Well, is that right? To divide by 10, you divide by 8 minus divide by 2. Was it divide by 2 minus divide by 8? Oh, I don't know. Where's my pen? What is it then? I thought it was one subtract by the other. I thought it was one divided by the other. So if we do 30 divided by 8, that's 3. Go on then. If I want to divide by 10, so we're effectively taking 10 away for each go. Hang on. So that's 3. Go on then. Where's the quick calculation for dividing? Anybody know? Joking. Right. Okay. Thought this was going to be easy. Right. Divide by LSR 1. Right. Divide by 2. 4. 8. Times 2. Need a temporary storage place. Have I got any? Yes, I have. Right, we will take that one. Oh, come on. Will it? Will it though? If you load it in binary and then turn code decimal on, does it convert the accumulator into BCD? Does it actually transform it? Or do you have to convert to BCD first, then load it, and it transforms it when it loads it in? That'll be interesting if it does that. Set decimal. Load that. And with where is it? Don't need to do that for that site. Is that what you mean? Let's try it. Yes. Forgot something. Forgot. Stop it. Oh, so close. So close. No. It doesn't convert it when it loads it in. It doesn't convert it when it loads it in. Right. Oh, I didn't want to have to do it this way, but I'm gonna have to. I really didn't want to have to do it this way. I wanted to be clever. I'm sure divide it by 8 times by 2, subtract it, divide by 8. Yeah. Yeah. Because I've got here, to divide by 10, I've got, if it was 30, divide by 8 gives you 3. Yeah? Integer. Yeah? Then times that back 2 gives you 6. Minus it from 30 gives you 24. Divide by 8 gives you 3. So if you had a number with 24, divide that by 8 gives you 3. Times by 2 gives you 6. 24 minus 6 is 18. Divided by 8 gives you 2. So it gives you the right numbers. We'll do it his way. I really didn't want to do that, but we'll do it his way. And this is how Mr. Minter did it. Right, so he stored the number in a place where he could set it. He loads 30 and stores them into the 2 digits. And then he loops through it. And what he does is he decrements, we'll decrement the 0 page because that's our temperament, and if and branch if equal to 0 to end. So decrement that, then you increment that one, hash $38, compare if not equal to. If it's not equal to, then we go back to looper. If it is then we increase that one. Jump back to and then this one is at end. And that's what he did. Oh, and I wanted to make it more elegant than that. Ugh. I've got wrong numbers again. I've gone the backwards again. Oh, that doesn't matter that way. 1, 1, 2. Oh. And that's because I've got to reset it. There we go. So it goes to 32 and then starts again. Oh no, 30. Oh, it's going to 5. Starts at 5. Oh, that breaks down there, doesn't it? Okay. Why does that break down? Because I'm storing 0. Resetting it to 0. Think 9, 9, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. There we go, it's reset. Right, I didn't really want to do that. But hey ho, that's how Mr. Minter did it, to display the 2 digits. Didn't really want to do that. See if that makes it better. Yeah, I think that's done it. I think that's worked it. Goes a bit haywire at the end, doesn't it? 30, 31. Oh no, it's done it, it's done it. Right. We set it to current level 1. Displays to current level 1. But it actually shows 0, 0 when it starts. So when we initialize the game, display the copyright, we need to get it to do the, that's top configuration. So we've done that, that's here, it's here. So we need to get it to do the we need to get it to display the number properly. So F6, this should show 1 now. Woo. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. It's flickering. It's flickering. Where's the tester? Right. QMass Vic IRQ, it's that one, isn't it? Right, see if that stops the flicker. Oh, and I pressed the wrong one. Is it that one? No. DO12. Right. Hopefully this has stopped the flicker. That's better. That is definitely better. Right, and that should be out because we shouldn't be changing that now. Oh, got to change the swap joysticks. So that should jump out and we shouldn't be able to change the level. Yep, there we go. Right, I don't like these big characters. Right, so that would have set the level number. So the next thing would be starting the materialization system, where we, or should say, build the grid. But we first need to do battle stations, I think it is. Where are we? So press fire. Yeah, so it's the battle stations. That's the next thing we've got to do. Right. It's 20 to 11. The other half's gone to bed. So I will say that this is a good place to stop it. And then we'll continue it on the next one. What's going on here? Stuck on 5. Oh, okay. All right then. I'll call that a close for this. So we know we've got up to now the title screen. We've done that. So now it's the battle stations and building the grid, and we'll do that in the next stream. So it's been a bit of a long one, but I was hoping to do it in Python. But there we go. But I will be doing it in Python in my own time. So I'll show you how I'm getting on when I do it in Python. Alright. Is there anybody online? Is there anybody online? No. No one's online. Alright then. Not going to raid anybody I don't know. So thank you very much for joining me. And I'll see you in the next stream. Alright? Take care, guys. I'd like to thank all the patrons that are contributing to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much.